Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
I'm not paid to talk to you. Move along. I'm not paid to talk to you. Move along.
I can't wait for those salvagers to ship off this.
Smells like another salvager's come to our camp. Vacate, mudlicker. Don't make me tell you again.
Ease off, Nalick. There's better sport than this one.
I don't need help to take out a mudlicker. Yeah, I'm talking to you. What? I'm a veteran of the Jedi Civil War. I fought dozens of battle-trained Republic soldiers. You're going to die. You've given me all the excuse I need, outsider. You're dead now.
You've wandered into the wrong camp. You got the look of a warrior, and we got all the blasters we need. If you're looking for work too, just take a trip spaceward. We don't need any more competition. Got it? What if we do? They're practically begging to be pushed around. You've seen them, right? They're weak. You're really not so bad, you know? They make our life difficult. They need to learn respect for those with superior strength. It's just another spaceport to me. We've been here too long for my tastes. And the settlers... We have to live somewhere. Something those settlers don't seem to understand. That flaming administrator and her cat-hound Zeron can't keep their noses out of our business. There's a natural order to things that they just don't seem to get. They'll learn. Just make sure these settlers know their place. The Republic isn't going to send a single trainee to help this planet. It galls me to think we fought wars to protect Gizka like them. They don't do anything to help themselves, and they don't know how to take responsibility. They're on their own, and either they should start working and stop whining, or else they're in for a tough ride. She's got spirit, but she seems to focus most of her effort on trying to get us off this planet. Terena has to learn that we aren't moving. I have time. Most of us are veterans of the Jedi Civil War. Some even fought in the Mandalorian Wars. A lot of soldiers have been the really skilled usually wind up here. We find...
More where that came from. More where that came from. Time to take you down to size. More where that came from.
You a new salvager? or one of those Kunda cantina rats coming here to complain? Oh, is that so? You're no mercenary, and with those armaments, this isn't a social call. You're at least thinking of heading to the ruins. I'm gonna give you some advice. Turn back. There's nothing you're gonna find. If you're not going to listen to anybody, maybe you can help me out. The only place that has anything is the sub-level. And only a couple of fools have gone there. And they're now dead fools. Now, I'd like to do the decent thing and get their bodies and put them to rest. That hole isn't a fit place for a salvager. So, if you find a couple human corpses down there, just grab their gear and their bodies. I'll pay you 500 credits for each of them.
Time to even the odds. Take them down. Time to even the odds.
Missing. We're one off.
We're missing Joran. I don't see Joran.
That runt of a cat hound, he's the one with the backpack. Did anybody grab anything from the room? Anybody? What do you want? You won't find anything there except on the lowest sub-level, and there you'll only find death. Lagreks are everywhere. Nothing. Find out for yourself. I'm not interested in training the competition. Now, if you don't mind, we're going someplace you can't eavesdrop on us, and get down to our business. Jaren knew the risks. He wouldn't do anything different if he was in our situation.
Oh, a visitor comes to our delightful salvager camp. We are honored. You come bringing your... Am I that transparent to you? Apparently this is so. I am Rallon, known throughout this camp. A question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive of all Jedi artifacts? You flatter me, traveler. It was a good day when I found this holocron. But you are lucky, for I will sell it to you for... I ask a mere 1,000. I assure you it isn't. I will show it to you presently. As you can see, it is in fine shape. A real bargain at a mere one. How did you know? I never unload this accursed thing. This isn't my fault. I apologize immensely. Surely you recognize that attacking me here will pose problems. The militia and the salvagers will hunt you. I will not. Very well, take it. Have you come to join the others and mock my misfortune? Go away. You've had it.
What? Who is that? You go down into the sub-levels yet? Or did you suddenly... It's a shame about that. Yeah, well... I've been here because anything valuable in the ruins was carted away. And while you look dirty enough to be here, I don't think you're any of those things. And don't be asking any pesky questions. Because there isn't enough salvage to share with the people already here. And a hungry newcomer is about as welcome as a diuretic hut.
Let's settle this. More where that came from. Time to even the odds. More where that came from.
What do you want now? She was... Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. You remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it. Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator Adare to get access to the ruins. If you need directions to anything else, just ask. Her office is directly behind this room. You really can't miss it. She can see you now if you like. The things that would most interest you are our weapon merchant Anzeron, the leader of our militia. Akere is still around here somewhere too. He sells droid components. Just go to the central corridor and make a right. If you get into any trouble, here's the person you'd contact. Unfortunately, recent problems with the salvagers and... He's at the militia headquarters. The mercenaries cause disruptions for some of our outlying settlers. They are a constant source of friction for us. I hear the salvagers are having... We hope it will become the new center of government for the settlers. The administrator has been trying to organize us and... We're a small group of settlers on the edge of Republic space. The building isn't... If you get into any trouble...
A lot of people here hate Jedi.
Are you waiting for the Administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results, now that you may never get it. Kunda's like a droid without his power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most...
I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words.
I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the Administrator or Zeron doesn't do something, then I will.
Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then, they sell what they find.
I'm not a violent man. I've had...
But I can't farm without my... Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruins. Damn Lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to retrieve my equipment, the salvagers had already stripped it bare. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Joran told me that he found it within the ruins, and by law, it belongs to him. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credits. Now the moisture vaporator doesn't work, because it is mysteriously missing its modulator. Joran is offering to sell...
It's hard to deal with womp rats when you got a Gundark on your back.
I understand that the wheels turn slowly on this sort of thing, but my crops are in immediate danger. The salvaging laws on Dantooine are a mess, and in my mind, they favor the salvagers.
I suppose you could. Actually, you almost...
If you could go to this salvager camp and convince the
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from... That's great.
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Torina Odai. You're the owner of... And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi. That is an unfortunate truth. And a wise request, which of course I will honor. Most settlers here hold, right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they lent to Dantooine. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi. I suppose you're a... I feel I must step carefully here. You are not like other Jedi I have known. You seem dark. Yes, I understand. Say no more. For good or ill, I feel you are the only... My friend. Let's just call him Frook. We've known each other for many years, and our continued friendship could... He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something went wrong? We need the skills of a Jedi more than ever. He was helping investigate Asgul and his mercenaries, but he had his own errand to run in the Enclave. Jedi business of some sort. He went into the sub-level, which isn't without its dangers. He hasn't returned. Like many parts of Dantooine, the sub-level of the Enclave has become infested with dangerous creatures. Large, vicious insects called Lagrix have made the sub-level. Several salvagers have reportedly been injured or killed by the Lagrix. I would expect a Jedi to fare better against the creatures than the salvagers. But Vrook has not... I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave? From what I know of your type, you have all of the equipment you need to deal with the sub-level. I do realize the Jedi Order disbanded, so the sub-level is dangerous enough that the salvagers have not managed to properly search it. There are many artifacts of value. In your case, however, you can take whatever you find. I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave security door. Go expecting danger, for you almost certain. Is there anything else I can... There are plenty of opportunities to assist people on Dantooine. Too many, I'm afraid. I would go to the militia headquarters and make your intentions known there. Besides that, just listen and ask.
What brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here to help. I just hope you aren't here about Let me guess. You were tricked out of some credits. Sorry, friend, but... I see. So a friendly scuffle is all right. But if any blasters are drawn, there'll be hell to pay. But if you buy some Jedi trinket, I'd stay away from the merc. Follow the rule. All right.
Posoma Britushniki Posoma Britushniki Fasasush Hoshman Funiwad Dokini Kamaren Zuni Inash Dijon Blau and so mas Tonga Bao Shan Uni Dawanga Nochi Roren Chautus
Captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble or looking for it? There is often opportunity in challenges, if you know how to look for it. I might have something for you. You got any other reason for coming to militia headquarters? You could pick worse places to look for that. Baroon is normally the one to go. If you're interested, I might have some work for you, too. You want something? I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda. You're the first one in a while that looks the capable. We have a small problem with Kinrath. Maybe you've already seen some of them. They're coming from a cave in the Kunda Plains. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. We'd lose too many men. There's a reward if you do it. 2,000 credit. I agree with you, but I don't barter. We used some explosives to seal a cave a couple years back. Just made them angrier. They burrowed another entrance even closer to... I know there are crystals in there, too. Some of the salvagers once thought about going in there to get some extra credits. Too many Kinrath. Cave is on the southeast side of the plain. 2,000 credit. I agree with you. That's all I can... You want something? You really should talk to... You want... I'll tell you what I tell all those grubby salvagers. Nobody... The Enclave sub-level is dangerous. I'd stay out. You want some... Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins, but all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems the whole thing makes me sick. Garavik says he won the whole claim, but that was a fair fight. There were witnesses. But nobody remembers Garavik ever. I just hope someone takes... You want some... We have a small problem with Kinrath. Maybe you've already seen some of them. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. Kinrath are normally just pests. We think something happened to their nest. Started near the end of the Civil. Nobody knows for sure. Even the Athorian. We used some explosives to... I know there are crystals in there, too. Some of the salvagers once thought about going in there to get some extra credits. Too many Kinrath, though. Cave is on the southeast. That's all I... You want something?
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. You are the newcomer that will... No friendly greetings are... Many of the weak are skilled in manners, but I am done being in... Another interruption. You must not have heard who I am.
Vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you... I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
don't suppose you found any of those atmospheric sensors? There was a time when seeing a Kinrath was a rare thing. They mostly were around some caves to the south of here. But now, the way. I don't suppose. That's great news. My offer still stands. I'll pay. I was afraid of that. So, how do we do this then? I'm not going to lie, he would be very interested. But Ascol is a lowlife. We did it to protect the settlers and dead to me. I'll pay 5,000 credits for all 3 sensors. We're not a prosperous colony, that's really all we can afford. Please, help us and make some money. You wouldn't. He's strangling the life out of us with his mercenaries. Who knows what he's planning? Please, whatever you do, don't let him know. Fine. Here are your credits.
I don't suppose you're here to hire us. It's been a long time since we've had a paying job. Some of us are getting... What if we do? They're practically begging to be pushed around. You've seen them, right? You sound like a flaming Jedi. I didn't... So the galaxy has dealt them a bad hand. They should ante up and get back in the game. The administrator is different. It's just enough.
I'm not paid to talk to you. Move along.
They gathered a group to go to the sub-level. Have you come to join the others in mock?
Jaren knew the risks. He wouldn't do anything different if he was in our situation.
This open in no time. Child's play.
Just say the word. Just say the word.
Let's go. I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
Take him down. Let's settle this. where that came from. More where that came from. Take them down.
Is someone out there? Anybody? Help! Lagrix are everywhere! You must be fierce with a blaster, then. Give me a moment, I started...
Yeah? I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
More where that came from.
I am an historian and scientist working for the Republic. although I'm certain my contemporaries would judge me more a historian than scientist. Like you, I was looking for some trace of the Jedi. I had heard mention that one of the Jedi Masters had gone there, but I found no trace of them. No. It is something of a mystery why they would exile themselves as they have. It is not the way of the Jedi to vanish in such a way, especially when the Republic is in need of them. I fear that there is something else at work, something that we cannot see. Then again, perhaps the Jedi are hiding simply because so many people hate them these days. It is difficult sometimes for the Jedi to see such things, since much of it is rooted in human nature, and the Jedi are often removed from events of daily life, insulated. But the reason the Jedi Civil War was named such was because few in the galaxy can recognize the difference between the Sith and the Jedi. To them, they are both Jedi, with different philosophies. Hate? No. I do not hate them. They only Jedi are not supposed to be like the rest of us. They are supposed to see a higher purpose in all things, and they are supposed to train students responsibly and well, so mistakes of the past. Yet all I saw was ignorance and arrogance, and what those seeds created in the Republic. It is difficult to follow the Jedi Code when so few others have. But you know this. What else would you like to know? I do not know if you are aware of how fragile the Republic is at the moment. Its influence is stretched thin, and it grows weaker with... The Jedi Civil War brought much suffering to the galaxy, and the forces that Malak and Revan... Many worlds were destroyed, trade routes disrupted, and the Republic was almost the end. But at that last year, the year before Revan vanished, Revan's assault on the Republic stopped. No one knows why. But it was all that saved the Republic. The fleet the Sith had amassed was no more, and the remaining Sith turned on each other, destroying the Academy. It did not matter. Revan had already won. The war was costly, but if a threat strikes now, if certain key worlds are not held, then what else would you like to know? I'm trying to save the Republic. Dantooine and the Jedi Order are instrumental to that effort. Despite the troubles of the Jedi Civil War, there are those among the Republic who still favor the Jedi and wish them to return. And there are admirals within the fleet who recognize that the Jedi must be found if the Republic is to hold together. Yet as long as Onderon remains within the Republic and the efforts on Telos succeed, that is all that matters. The Republic is fragile right now. Telos is important because its success will determine whether or not the other dead worlds receive the same reconstruction efforts. If Telos is rebuilt and made habitable again, it will affect a string of worlds along the rim. Onderon, strangely enough, was unaffected by the Jedi Civil War. It's almost as if Revan didn't want to attack it. Its resources and position on the rim make it a vital supply line and guard post against outer rim attacks. Also, it's the only world in the Republic still capable of seeding ecosystems into other dead worlds. Onderon's wildlife is some of the most aggressive in the known galaxy. Merely placing some of those beasts on target worlds will guarantee their habitation for years to come. The Jedi are a symbol. As much damage as their reputation took during the Sith War and the Jedi Civil War, there are still many who they serve as an example. Plus, there have been times in the past where a single Jedi has been enough to change the face of a world, or a galaxy. I suppose I still believe that might be possible. Despite the betrayal of many of the Jedi against the Republic, I must concede that as figureheads, they do serve a vital role. What else would you like to know? I imagine in your travels of the galaxy you've seen many people. Faces tend to blur together after a time. What else would you like to know? Before you go, I had a question for you. You came to Dantooine in search of Jedi. Why? What answers do you seek? It has been my experience that Jedi rarely answer such questions, or instead indulge in half-truths. Exiled you? It is strange they would sentence you and not speak honestly of your crime. It is not the Jedi way to lie. Well, no, that is not true. There are times when truth is concealed if they think a greater good can be achieved. But when such things are done, it is always done with the intention that the person they withheld truth from cannot be trusted with that knowledge, that it will bring harm upon themselves and others. Perhaps there was some greater danger in you knowing the reason than in the reason itself. Strange. Mysterious are the ways of the Jedi. Sometimes they see things the rest of us do not. In any case, it seems to me like our goal. If you would have me, I can apply my knowledge and skills to helping you find the answers you seek.
Look, we're already full up. We don't need anyone else. We travel light.
I am ready.
sublevel, yes. Many stories and artifacts in your possession. This is fortuitous for myself and associates. For now, not only do I get rich salvage, but an even richer bounty. Do not be making this difficult. Your death can be quite painless. So, this is your threat? Is terror what I'm supposed to feel? We know a thing about Jedi and their ways. And now, Jedi, we shall fight.
Have you come to join the others and mock my misfortune?
What? Who is that? Oh. You go down into the sub-levels yet? Or did you suddenly develop some sense? It's a shame about them. Have any luck getting to their bodies? I figure there's about no chance you'll succeed, but the reward is still open. Yeah. You managed to find them down there? You're tougher than you look. I have 1,000 credits for their bodies and their personal effects. Suit yourself. But, who else will want a couple of corpses? What? Who is that? Oh, it's you. It's a shame about them. Have any luck getting to their bodies? Yeah. You've proven very helpful. I have something I have to do. Come back if...
time since we've had a paying job.
I'm not paid to talk to you. Move. I'm not paid to talk to you. Move along.
What did I tell?
What do you want now?
Welcome back to Kunda. How can I help you?
Any luck on getting my modulator back from Joran? I don't think anyone here will be Excellent. How did you deal with...
Suit yourself. As long as the problem is dealt with, I guess I really don't need to know the particulars.
Hello there. You haven't had any new troubles, I hope? All right.
Insoranaka. Ritu.
It's you again. Well, you know who I am. I figure you've got... You want something? So you did. Here's the credits I told you about. Even with the caves cleared, I imagine it'll take some time before the Kinrath aren't on the plains. You want something? Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins, but all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming they're owed by such and such. The whole thing makes me sick. Garavik says he won the whole claim in a Pazak game with the last survivor, right before he killed him. But that was a fair fight. There were witnesses, but nobody remembers Garavik ever playing Pazak. You want something? It's you. You want...
difficulties you couldn't deal with. Is there anything else I can assist you? He was investigating the mercenaries for us. We've been increasingly concerned about them. Their behavior has always been antagonistic, but recently they've been behaving differently. Vrook was investigating this when he disappeared. We were counting on any hard intelligence he could provide. Our other assets have been unavailable recently. If you find any information on the mercenaries during your stay on our planet, please report it to Zeron or myself. There are plenty of opportunities to assist people on Dantooine. Too many, I'm afraid. I would go to the militia headquarters and make your Besides that, just listen and ask around. To most people in the galaxy, the distinction between Sith and Jedi is a blurry one, especially since most Sith were once Jedi. It is complicated by the fact that Malak and Revan were great heroes of the Republic and famed Jedi Knights. But a few years later, they were leading an armada which threatened everyone. And here on Dantooine, the Jedi Enclave provoked a brutal occupation by the Sith. It could have been far worse, but even now the damage has not been fully mended. I don't think everyone hates Jedi. If just a few people changed their minds or spoke up, it could make a great deal of difference. I think that we need the help of the Jedi. If the Jedi's reputation isn't redeemed, the consequences could be quite regrettable. Until then, I would keep your identity secret. I hope that you have... Is there... Is there anything else? To most people in the galaxy, it is... He was in... If you... I believe I've told you everything I can. Please find and rescue...
settler. This is a restricted area. How the hell did you get through the Kinrath? You should leave. This isn't kidnapping, this is bounty hunting. This Jedi is worth a lot of credits on Nar Shaddaa, and we're collecting. I'm gonna say this nice and simple for your little calf-hurting head. Unless you want to wind up dead, leave now. I'm not in a question-answering mood. You're not supposed to be here. Leave or face the consequences. I follow my orders, and nothing you can offer will change that. Besides, we're gonna get rich off the bounty for this Jedi. I warned you, but I'm glad you didn't listen. Attack, men!
Rushing into action without thinking of the consequences. What? You're expecting thanks? Kunda is in danger, and you've ruined the best chance of averting a full-scale conflict. Though perhaps that was your intent. Don't think that I can't sense the taint of the dark side in you. It is difficult to perceive with the Force here on Dantooine, but it does not conceal your nature completely. I don't know why you think I'd tell you anything. You think I would tell you if I knew? There are enough of us left to stop you, and now that you have finally chosen to reveal yourself, you shall answer for what you have done. You're wasting your time. Anything I tell you will die with you. We were not in hiding, despite what you believe. It is you and all those allied with you that hide and must be found. The Sith strike at us from the shadows, never facing us in open combat. They seek the extermination of the Jedi Order. Somehow they are targeting us through the Force. And where we gather, they can sense it. But now by dividing our forces, we have made you come to us so we can deal with you. I had suspected a Sith presence on Dantooine, but the destruction the Sith caused here made detecting Force users difficult, as you know. The deaths of so many echo so much so that it is difficult to center oneself. But it also served to mask my presence, to prevent me from being an easy target, and forcing the Sith, forcing you, to come to me. Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war, and from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos,
Sirocco, you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. We did nothing to you. Accuse us if you will, but it will not change the truth. Cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few. Although it was within our power, we did not inflict such a loss upon you. Your loss was a casualty of war, no more. Perhaps that is a question you should ask yourself. It is not something I can help you with, even if I wanted to. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel any power in you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You've seen the end of your trial? Perhaps you would like to explain how you came to this knowledge? That was intended only for the Jedi Council. If what remains of the Council chooses to tell you, then I will abide by their decision and its consequences. Fine. There's little I can tell you. Master Kavar felt something had happened to you in the war, but all he had was suspicions, not truths. And Kavar was too close to you in any event. He, too, felt the call of war and took to battle more than a Jedi should. His speculations will not help you now, but enough of this. It is knowledge for the Council alone until they choose to reveal it. Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between master and student. Are you saying you have bonded with another? Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. You are deluded to think it would be lethal. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort, but a bond that ties two lives together. Such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a bond would be impossible. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel any power in you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant. Still, you and your connections were often a sub... It is possible... You become strong again, but I know not how. This isn't over, exile.
word reports of, and I am Azkul, leader of the mercenaries on Dantooine. That is correct, and I want you to help me. According to my reports, I have 4 times as many soldiers as the militia, and I'm committed to taking Kunda. It is inevitable that I will succeed. If you wish to avoid my men eradicating the people of Dantooine, you will make it easier for me to take Kunda. Of course, I will pay well for your services. There are many ways someone with your abilities can aid us. Before the action begins, I have 2 main tasks in mind for you. Disable the gun turrets and the traps. Deal with the turrets, however you see fit. Just keep them from pestering my men. Decide quickly. I have a slaughter to plan. When the militia learns of our attack, they will plant traps around the entrances to Kunda. Disable them. Decide quickly. I have a slaughter to plan. Return to me when you are ready for us to begin our assault. I warn you not to keep me waiting.
I don't suppose you're here to hire us. It's been a long time since we've had a ping. What if we do? They're practically begging to be pushed around. You've seen them, right? They're... You sound like a flaming Jedi. I didn't just mean their weapons. I meant their character. They're very quick to blame everyone but themselves for their problems. So the galaxy has dealt them a bad hand. They should ante up and get back in the game. The administrator is different. It's just another spaceport to me. We've been here too long for my... I have time to kill. Talking about Dantooine just irritates me. Most of us are veterans of the Jedi. The really skilled usually want a sentient by the name of Azkul. He was an elite trooper from Malak during the Jedi Civil War. He knows how to wait. We had a contract with the Republic, doing some work in the Outer Rim, but they scaled back, and we were some... Now the Republic isn't hiring anymore. I hear they have no credits.
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda cantina rats come... We don't need another one. Look around this camp. We got the salvage... I'm gonna give you some advice. And they're now dead, fool. So,